Hi again. This video is gonna be on some complex meshing in Salome, and as you can see I got an assembly over here which comprises of 4 parts, and I want a mixed mesh here. So as to say that I want uh, you know hexahedral mesh on so these three solids, but I want a tetrahedral mesh on the cylinder you see here. Okay, so this is the design I'm working on on shape. So like I had this design, and I had this part over here which is kind of a switch for a washer, and initially I had a rather complex design. So as you can see over here, it had all fillets and rounds and small edges, and then I simplified it in on shape uh, to get the shape that we can work on. So I imported into Salome, and let's see how we can mesh it. So there are two ways to go about it. If you just make a compound out of it, the meshing won't preserve the coherence between the parts. So as to say that uh, the interface between these two parts, they won't be meshed correctly. Let me show you. So let me go to mesh, and this mesh is the one that I created through this compound one. Okay, and as you can see it is meshed correctly, but there are some issues. The coherence is not preserved, the nodes are not coincident, so maybe you don't want that. For that we need to make a partition out of it. So first we're gonna do is uh, we're gonna explode this assembly one, and we are getting 4 parts out of it, and then we make a partition out of it, and then we again explode it, so we get the 4 parts here. Now let's try meshing this partition one, and this is the way you should go about it. So I'll select partition one and create a mesh, and default I will use netgen for the center cylindrical part. Let me unhide all of those, and let me hide this mesh. Okay, yeah. So okay, so I did it incorrect. So these are my parts, and I'll create a mesh now on partition 1, and I'll select netgen 1D 2D 3D algorithm. I'll say apply and close. Next I'll create a submesh over this mesh, and the geometry I'm gonna select is the 3 hexahedrals that I need. So basically these 3 solids I'm gonna select, and I want a hex mesh over here. So uh, after a few tries I found that hexagon IGK doesn't work properly. So the robust algorithm is extrusion 3D again, and for 2D I'll select quadrangle mapping, because all of the faces are four sided, so they want it shouldn't be a problem. And then for 1D I'll select a wire discretization, and I'll set a size, so maybe 0.003 mm here. That's the max size. There are various options you can choose. I found max size to be the most robust one, and you need to select this also, propagation of node distribution on opposite edges. So all set, apply and close. Let's just go ahead and compute it. Okay, so as you can see, meshing is done, and it's perfectly meshed. at these locations where there is an interface between two solid parts. And you might as well change the sizing here according to your requirement. So if I go ahead and edit, I can demand for a shorter edge length, and it's gonna compute it without any issues. So that's a very perfect and nice mesh. And you can similarly change the sizing for that tetrahedral too, this cylinder too. And if I look at the clipping, okay, so this is mesh 2, right? So you see, we got hexes here, and then it automatically switches to tets inside the cylinder, and then again to hex. So this is a kind of complex meshing, so as to establish a coherence between different kind of meshes. I hope it was useful to you. Thanks for watching.